been ripping, I've been spitting, I've been kicking, I've been flipping with the dishes, I've been hitting with the midgets. You can hit it with the sickets, I can come up with Satoshi. You can know me, you can blow me, you can never keep a stop. It's the catalyst, this is the catalyst, the guy with the padded will a man in the corner of the man. You get Echo Ran, it's a whack J. I got about one a time with Cardano. I know what the ill flow. I'm so low when the internet. I know what the penny said again for the feeling. Just fit my set. Can't stop it with Satoshi logo. I've been savage since the 6th grade. 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 Hustling with my L ways, dealing with my lil face. You can't fade me. You should never fade me. Drop it like it's hot. I've been rocking to the spot. Is it kick it with the flip it up and chicken dip the knot? Going from the Boston, he can get a lost. Flipping on these Ponzi's, with the Ponzi's, sitting with the line B. I'm chilling on my line B. They just selling all these Ponzi's. I'm like little bubble rapping. Yo, keep the capping. You be got the glashing. People in glass houses shooting through stones. Got 99 problems, but 99 problems, but got 99 problems, but got 99 problems. Got as many problems as stars in the sky, but this love lost makes my heart wonder why. At 19th and 8th, we had a part with a sigh. Yesterday's street seller, just a cop with no guy. I felt deep emotion when you started to cry. I walked away and saw the clouds part in the sky. The sun blinded me like a dot in my eye, and it gave me inspiration, spit the sawdust supply. Cause missing you is what's so hard to deny, and kissing you would always just start on my fly. And lately I'm edgy like glass shards in a pie, but I gotta keep on moving like them cars going by. From side cover ground, near and fall to the sky. I had first intent, but by a yard you were shy. To cope, I was pocket this clutch out, we get high. You'll be educated when these 16 balls multiply. Fly. I'm a revolutionary, but there seems to be no one left. And to get back to Queens, I took the E and the F. And rhyme it is simply just the key to my quest to being the best. I'm passing the test, there's no reason to rest till I get double deep breaths just to ease on my chest. I gotta make it to survive like bees to a nest. So I'm pleased to confess, I stay leaving you blessed. As I'm feeling different as the season suggests change. From first breathing a breath, the curse leaving to death. No, that was my buddy, man. My buddy's just here in the studio, so he said he was gonna hit some bars for me. I don't rap like that. I'm a white dude. I can't spit bars. All right? That was my buddy. He came in. He said he was gonna rip it. He did it. That was a hot verse. I said, if you wanna rip, you can rip. I gotta go put on my suit and tie. He said, I'll do it. I said, do it then. Get it done. Entertain the people. Make it happen. That was not me. That was my buddy rapping. Is this thing on? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to Master Friend for already throwing down $27. That's amazing that you did that. God bless everybody here. 48,680 for Bitcoin. I'm feeling purpley pink today. I'm flowery. You know why? Because Punxsutawney Phil didn't see his shadow. It's absolutely beautiful. Hope we're having a shorter winter, and in that idea, even though it's snowing outside today and actually nasty, we're getting a nor'easter here in Boston as I look out the beautiful window. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Nasty day for the markets in Bitcoin. CPI data. I told my team to be cautious last night in my Bitcoin update. I was long. I really was. But I was long to a point. I said, watch your 5 to your 7 minute time frame. If they lose the 200 SMA, have caution for the short. It is likely you're going to get a move to the downside. Let the 200 SMA be your guide for a short or a long. It's an unbelievable indicator. And on the smaller time frames, it basically gives you the play-by-play. But shout out to everybody. I did not call the short this morning. I'm not going to come out here and say, I called the short exactly. This time I did not. But I did point out bullish, bearish divergence. I did say there was a lot of sketchy things out there the last 2 days and to be careful. And I'm not saying we're not going back to 50K too. We're going to break all this stuff down and take a look. Someone said bring back that track from the last time. So I'll go 2 tracks back for you. I don't know exactly which one it was. But I'm like you. I love my music. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious pocket square with me, and that is sharing your most precious time, and that is sharing your. The first time I was messing up on purpose. The second time I did mess up. Yeah, but thank you for sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Live Show, baby. As we break down Bitcoin every single day, stay positive. Preach positivity and love every single day. You cannot go wrong if you live in love. If you live in love, you cannot be denied. So push forward every single day. Live in love. Help someone if you can. Keep yourself positive. Believe you are the opportunity. And what could go wrong, baby? This is the last day of the rest of your life. So no matter what happened in the past, it doesn't exist. Today is today. It happened. But right now it doesn't exist. And what I mean is people say the past exists. Yes, it did. It happened. It happened to me. It happened to you. But look, this cap. It's gone, right? It doesn't exist now. A second ago it existed when it was right there, but it doesn't. The whole point is right now it doesn't exist. It happened, but it doesn't exist. Right now is the present moment in time. If you have a lot of anxiety, if you're freaking out, if you're getting into a certain place where you're just feeling a certain way, ask yourself, am I in the present moment in time? Like right now, if you're freaking out right now, it's because your portfolio is going down. So, right, let's break that down. You're like, oh my God, my portfolio is going down. I'm getting anxiety. Bitcoin's dumping. This is the end. They said this was the top. We're topping out. It's probably going down to 25K again. All right. That means A, you don't have a long-term plan for BTC into a halving. All right. So you're not thinking long-term. You're basically freaking out. Okay. You stay in the present moment. Realize that you have, for me, I have a long, and I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I'm saying you should be taking this financial advice, but I have a long-term plan when it comes to BTC. All right. And I'm not flustered by every single price action movement. In fact, I love when it goes down. It means I can buy more of it. Be so lucky. There was a chance it wasn't going to go below 50K again, and we were going to be priced out completely in the 40s. To me now, anything from 25,000 to, actually, I'll say anywhere between 30 and 40,000 is a steal. If I can ever get Bitcoin lower than 40,000 again, it'll be like, I don't know. It'll be insane. So think about it. There's a high likelihood we're not going to get what we want. Retail doesn't usually. So it's unlikely we're probably going to get a $39,000, $42,000 Bitcoin. So turn your mind around, take a deep breath, and realize a $50,000 pullback to 48.5 is a $1,500 move and a $50,000 asset. And everything's going to be okay. You're going to make it. All right? So if you're feeling anxiety today, take a deep breath. Everything's going to be fine. Let's break down the charts. Just took a little second to cool down your engines. Keep you hanging there. Shout out to the channel sponsors here on the channel. We appreciate you. Shout out to I Trust Capital, the place where you can move your Roth IRA today, and you can trade and sell cryptocurrencies, gold and silver inside of the same account. It's pretty awesome. You can't do that anywhere else but I Trust Capital. Shout out to those beautiful people over at I Trust Capital. Full regulated too. Redundancy on your funds. And then when you come out of that fund and you're done, they will send you the Bitcoin. Like you can end an actual Bitcoin. You can't do that on the ETF. The ETF is closed on the weekends. You can buy and sell Chainlink right now. Like you could have gotten it at 9 and sold it at 20, bought back in at 15, sold it at 27, bought back in at 20, you know what I mean? And done these swing trades, accumulated more and more Chainlink. And that's a non-taxable event inside of that IRA. You got to remember the benefits of this. Hit the link,
understand these ideas with the QR code over there. I Trust Capital, absolutely beautiful. And BEAMX. I gotta love BEAMX because you could trade Tesla there. You could trade the S&P. You could trade ETFs. You could trade indexes. Where else can you do that? Where else can you trade Bitcoin? Your favorite little altcoin like meme coins like Pepe, and you can also trade Tesla. To me, I think that's unbelievable. And I'm thinking of making a Tesla trade not too long from now on BEAMX. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And shout out to the two Behemoth channel sponsors. We appreciate you. Nice to run with some big boys. And shout out to the big boy of them all, Crypto Lifers. We love you, and we thank you for coming on into the stream. Let's break it down. Shout out to the whole team here and everyone that makes this show amazing. Shout out to the lighting. Shout out to the media team. Shout out to everybody behind the scenes giving us the data and just pushing us forward. Shout out to everybody here checking the audio, the lighting. We appreciate you, and we love you. Let's move forward into Bitcoin. I was looking at Prime, Echelon Prime. Bit of a double bottom here, bouncing off $6.97. If Prime can hold $7, really, likelihood of a move to 27. I'd wait for the breakout, possible retest of 11 for a smooth move to the upside. But I'm watching Prime closely as the moving averages are getting tight and it's starting to, slowly consolidate here. Now, if it loses 7, different story altogether. That could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder, and I'm open-minded to that. But if I see this, if I can see this consolidate properly, it's going to be a pretty big deal. We got a lime today just because we're switching it up. Why not? And I'm going to put a lime in the water. It is Taco Tuesday, so it's a little fitting. I should probably use a lime every Tuesday. I think we're going to change it up to a lime every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday, right? Because you got to put limes in your tacos. If you're not putting limes in your tacos, I don't know. I'm not coming over your house. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. And let's have a big sip of the lemon water. Let's stay hydrated. And let's get ready for an amazing show here. We might even have a nice short here for Bitcoin on the table. I'm going to break it down. Let's have some fun. Okay. Salsa habaneros. Yeah, I also do like habaneros. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the wins too. I was accumulating ZETA chain as it came down to the 120, 130 area, 140, whenever it was in there. It just kept buying in those low zones for ZETA chain. And ZETA chain having an enormous day to the upside. And this chain's hot. It was sitting here, look, 118, 119. I just started buying down here. And then I bought a little more here, and that was it. And then this thing was gone, city gone. Look at that thing. Booming from 150 all the way to a high of 255, up 47% in about 3 days or less. ZETA chain, put it out to the trading group. Told you it was a move I was making. Shout out to my Zadians. Banging to the upside. I talked about getting it to Beam on the low. BEAMX, which I think is going to be a hot, which I believe, and again, this is my speculation. The charts are one thing, but when I pick a coin for my portfolio, that's me. I looked at Beam. I got it down here on the low. It boomed on up, kept booming. When it got up into these zones, I sold it. I figured this was just too crazy of a move for me, and I didn't expect it. I had just bought it, not thinking much. I looked the other day, I looked at my portfolio, I said, oh my gosh. And I happened to look at it the day it was beaming. No pun intended. And I sold. Came back down. I see this double bottom area. I actually got in here. I pulled the fib. When it bounced, I said, man, this thing's too hot. I said, I'm going to buy here, and I'm going to start buying if it comes all the way down. And I was ready to DCA all the way down here. Made a buy, then I made a buy, then I made a buy. As time went, I just found like this level was so strong. And we got this double bottom, and this thing was up to the upside. Another idea that it gave to the trading group, things that I was doing. I just tried to give you my portfolio ideas and my swings just so, And Beam booming to the upside of 88% from the dippage of that last Bitcoin pullback. So all coins on a tear, doing damage. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen. MAVIA as well is on my radar. I do hold every coin that I just talked about. So I am, talking about my bags here. MAVIA looks very interesting to me. Starting to get very, very tight inside of a channel here for MAVIA. 1 hour getting oversold and still showing signs of life. So this may be the hottest coin today, right now, gaming. And it's a gaming coin built off of BEAMX. So as BEAMX booms, as will MAVIA go. Understand. Do you understand? Now, it could easily dump to the downside. I got to stop and support. We'll see what happens for MAVIA. And I'm personally in this trade right now, swinging around. We are up in the trade. We will find out where it goes in the next 2 days. Let's take a look at BTC as we got a pullback from CPI data. I told my whole team, watch out, you got CPI data. I was long right here last night. I'm not going to lie and say I wasn't. There was bearish div. There was some reasons why I was, at the same time, there was some euphoria. And I was probably drinking a little bit of the bullish bias. I 100% agree. But you have to remember, this is my trading style. I get overly bullish bias and I know it. And I start getting it here. My overly bullish bias gets me into some of the greatest moves ever. Then I stay bullish, stay bullish, stay bullish. I keep drawing flags until the flags get more and more odd. But I don't stop. And look, if you remember correctly, I probably gave you almost every one of these calls. Maybe I might have missed this one, but that was a flag too. And then I'm finally at my last flag, and I said, if this flag, until one flag finally really just doesn't play out. And then I decide to stop. But at the same time, I went like 20 for 4 here. You know what I mean? Trading. So it was just like, whatever. Okay? So then once I get stopped out, I know that the trend is somewhat changed, but maybe not. We're going to look at the bigger time frames, the smaller time frames. We're going to see what's happening here. Another thing I told my students, I gave them a beautiful update last night. I said, I'm long, but be cautious. I said, I don't like the daily. I don't like the 12-hour. I don't like the 8-hour. I said, all these time frames are overbought. I said, it's very likely we get a pullback to the 21-day moving average on these time frames. I said, if I'm long, I'm just very, very, very high risk. And I said, watch your 5 and your 5 to your 7 minute time frame. The second you lose the 200 SMA, watch that bear caution there. That's going to tell you that you're likely going to the downside. And so if you trade the way I trade and you just use the 200 and you use it as your key and your guide to bullish and bearishness, in when you're tight, out when you're far apart, in when you're tight again to be speculative, but if you lose it, fine, to the downside. There was bearish divergence here. Swing down to swing down. This was swinging up, right? So we had some bearish div there as well. So this is Sam, why weren't you short? Because you know what? You never know. That's why. Because there's a chance we could have mooned today. You never know. CPI data could have been different. There was no... At the same time, we kind of had a good idea that CPI data was going to be bad because we know that inflation's going up because the dollar keeps dropping in value. So, the DXY is showing you signs, and we're going to take a look at the DXY today and break it down. 48,770 is Bitcoin's getting a bit of a bounce here to the upside. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to do something that I got to do. All right. And that is run on into my spot account and buy some Bitcoin on this dip. I wish I got the dip at 5. Did you buy the dip? I mean, this is these could be the last types of dips we get. Right? MX token also kind of hovering there on a 200 SMA. But you remember, up the ante for BTC every day when there's a Bitcoin out here. And I'm going to remember these days back when, I underallocated into Bitcoin. Instead of putting all that 5, I'm keeping that 36 for altcoins, but I'm being greedy, right? Because I want to make more money, but maybe I'll regret it one day when Bitcoin's so much higher and I should have just bought more BTC. But you know what? I don't live in regrets because I almost died a couple times in my life. I fell through a glass door, bleeding out my main artery here in my arm, or what was like my main artery, blushing blood. I grabbed it, pushed my hand on it, came outside. Someone was like, we'll help you. They started giving me these cloths from an edible arrangements that I was outside of. Then someone took their shoelace off and tied it on my arm and was like, don't worry, you're going to make it. We got an ambulance coming. Eventually I got woozy, and I remembered that I walked by the ER every day with my dog, and I ran all the way from 99th and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan all the way to 91st and 1st Ave, where there's the Metropolitan Hospital, maybe 93rd and 1st. 2 pretty big blocks. I tripped in the projects and was bleeding on the ground and thought I was going to die, and I kicked in the door to the emergency room. I'm going to die. So I remind myself of that every time and realize that, the amount of money I make in this life is great. So be it. Whatever God has planned for me will come for me. I just got to put my best foot forward, be a good person. You know what I mean? Take care of my family, spread the love, and be in the present moment. And everything else, and push myself, have business meetings, be ambitious. I'm not saying, just let things get here. You got to be ambitious. You got to plan. You got to build a team. If you want to make it to the top, you want to make a bill. But it's also, money is not everything to me. It's my family. It's my friends. It's my life. I lost my mom and my dad this year, everybody. My mother died in front of me on Thanksgiving Day. And that will probably make me a changed man for the rest of my life. I will never be the same, right? You guys watch me go through a metamorphosis in life like a caterpillar to a butterfly. I hope I come out as a butterfly, but I still feel somewhat cocooned and damaged. Lost my father and my mother in the same year to what feels just like shortcomings too, things that never should have happened. Anyway, let's move on. I can talk about it without tearing up. I can look you guys dead in the face and move on with the show. There was many a day where if I even brought that up, I would have broke down so hard I wouldn't have been able to even talk. Imagine losing your mother in front of you, and maybe some of you have. The pain as you go over what happened, unbelievable. As you watch her say, am I going to be okay? And you remember being like, telling her she's going to be there, you're going to be there for her. And knowing that you're the one that's getting in that ambulance, like nobody else is getting in that ambulance. Even though you love your sisters and you love your family, you're getting in that ambulance. That's your mother. You're getting in that ambulance. Nobody else is getting in that ambulance. And that's it. You know? And you'll never forget those days. And so every time you're up in a trade, you'll be so glad that you took those gains. And every time you have a great day, you'll be so glad that day went well. And every time things go well, and every time it's a sunny, beautiful day at the beach, you will get on your hands and knees and you will thank God every single moment that you have a good day. Because not every day is a good day. Some days you're bleeding from your wrist. Some days your mother dies in front of you. It's not always perfect. So when it is, you cherish those days. You cherish those days. And you remind yourself how special life is. Let's get back into the charts. A nice bullish divergence here on the 5-minute chart, holding us down. Could get us a nice little move back to the upside here, sporting somewhat of an inverted head and shoulder. Money printer status could be pumped back to the 200 SMA. Remember, take profits at the 200, see if you can let a runner run. It's all about getting back above the small time frames, 200 SMA. If we can't do that, you know. Someone says, I'm shorting, should I close it? We'll take a look at these ideas here for Bitcoin, all right? Small time frame stance right now is we have a heavy resistance at 49,171. We must get back above 49,171. Look at these people here waiting for you to come on here live because we all love and support you, Sam. God had bigger plans with you, and look at you now. Congrats. God bless you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. 1,222 people, 295 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Love you, bro. I always try my best to work forward the mindset and gratitude you have. I'm 23, and you've been a huge inspiration to me. If I can lose my mother on Thanksgiving and still wake up in gratitude, then so can you. If something that tragic hasn't happened to you and you're waking up upset, you're complaining about small things in your life, man, you are missing the vibrational point of this place. This place is here for you to vibrate high, my friends, and for you to achieve greatness, and for you to let other people know that greatness can be achieved. You know, you do nothing but hiding your light from the world. The more light you push to the world, the more people will find out who you are, and the more people will be inspired to change their lives. You can either sit alone and do nothing, or you can inspire people to do everything. Either everything's working or you're working for everything, baby. Shout out to everyone on the live. 48,900. Sam is giving away the secrets of the universe. Abundance and greatness come from gratitude. Once you learn to be grateful for everything in life, including the death of your mother, you will achieve what it is to ascend to a higher level of spirituality. I'm grateful for the death of my mother, for it taught me so much, for it was going to come no matter when, no matter how, it was going to come in my life. If I was lucky, because I wouldn't have passed before her, right? So if you're lucky, you will see your parents die, because would you ever want your parents to see you pass? No. So if you will be lucky to see your parents die. That will be a blessing. No matter how it happens or when, it'll be a blessing, for your mother will never have to see you pass. Amen. I never see. Every day I find more gratitude in the depths of my mind, in the depths of my soul. Bitcoin at a heavy resistance. We're looking if we can make this right shoulder and break back to the upside. We got to break 49,200 to remain bullish. That's going to be a problem. Sam, you're a true legend. Your daughters will talk highly of your accomplishments just like you do of your parents. May God bless you and your family. Thank you, Crypto Jamaican. Thank you. Me at 28, still live with my parents, currently working from home. Don't worry. That's a blessing. It's a blessing you get to live with your parents and get to see them every day. Flip it around the other day. Don't break yourself down. Break yourself up. Bring yourself up. That's get to see your mom in the morning and say, good morning, Mom. I mean, that's it. You get to do something I never get to do now. Consider yourself so blessed that you you get to still live with your parents. Nothing wrong with any situation in life as long as you make the best of that situation. That's all. Make the best of it. Don't be a burden. Don't be hanging out all day. Make sure that you're making some gains. Bring home some bacon. Fill the refrigerator every once in a while. Unexpectedly go to the supermarket. Your mom comes home. Oh, I got all the things you wanted. I'm sure you do that anyway. You're a lifer. I'm up huge on CKB. Bang, bang, bang. You called it way back, I believe. Maybe I did it, man. You give me a lot of credit. I think you do a lot of amazing things on yourself, PS5 Future Gaming. God bless you, brother. So we're in a bit of a struggle. CPI data was beat, all right? And you kind of knew there was a pretty good idea it was going to be beat. Someone, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thomas Edison, exactly. Yeah, there's no failure, only feedback. I don't care what happens, right? February 3rd, 3.1, 2.9%, right there, right? Actual, And some will say, well, it was less than January, though. Isn't that bullish, But it's also how they calculate it, okay? Anyway, shout out to anyone that jumped on in. We got new token metrics data, too, in the trading group today. We got new coins coming out. We got some hot plays. Let's take a look at what happened to Blur. Just on my radar before we get back into Bitcoin for a second. Mara holding 25, doing great. I see Mara just on the daily beginning to consolidate here. Either makes a cup and handle or probably a flag. Either way, this is kind of the movement of the entire S&P in a way, right? Like this represents. And we're going to 41 for Mara. It's going to be some beautiful gains. A 4x from the 9, right? And I see that happening somewhere by, wow, that doesn't get happen into April, into the halving for Bitcoin, because the halving for Bitcoin is going to skyrocket these mining companies. You got RIOT on the NASDAQ. I'm watching this giant consolidation here, which looks like it's only a matter of time. It goes from 15 all the way to 35. All right. So, yeah, we're down a little bit. The S&P, there's a pullback in the market. But, over time, man, we're going into this halving. And I'm excited what's going on for BTC. So looking for this type of right shoulder here. Or, even just to continue. Slowly, we break it to the 50 and we get above this 200 SMA. We get above this high volume node and we start to truck back. So 5-minute chart, getting a little beat too, though. So let's break it down like we do every day from the beginning to the bottom. So we've had this before. We've seen this story before with some wickage on the weekly. But let's go back to what I kept saying. Let's de-stress ourselves and see the bigger picture. All right. So look, as long as Bitcoin stays above, like right, that 46,827. Oh, no, I brought it up even. Yeah, it's right here too. Where's that? Yeah. 47,250. That's the number. I don't know why I keep forgetting. 47,250. All right. Bang. As long as we stay above 47,250, I just can't see more downside. I just don't, right? Once we break that level, nice drop likely to 41,000. All right. And then we can start talking about what we're doing, what we're pulling, and then they can start talking about, are we going to go here to 41.3, this area, we're going to break this, and then we're going to start talking about, are we going back down to 36,000, right? Blessings on blessings if we get lower price action for Bitcoin. The weekly's a little far away from the 21-day moving average. To me, it has to go sideways or down. What would be great is if we get both of these, even if we get slow sideways price action for Bitcoin, the altcoins are going to go crazy. And a lot of people that made gains in this rally are going to slowly sell some Bitcoin into altcoins when they start realizing and getting a little more greedy. So we're just looking for probably an 8 or 9 week pullback into the halving possible for Bitcoin. Now, there's a chance we just continue to rip. The weekly stochastics say we're going to continue to pump here. We broke out this flag. We're on the way. And this is just like a pullback like you would get on the 1 hour or the 15 or the 1 minute. Like nothing goes up. Like say this was the 1 minute, we would pump and then you'd see a little movement. Nothing big deal. You know, we're at 49,000 flirting with that area today. BOOKMAP does have bigger orders to the downside. Shout out to BOOKMAP. I will be live today from 1 to 2 doing BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP has, and on their YouTube channel, we'll get that link. Sean, post that link and I'll grab it from you. And or you could just post a link too and I'll talk about it. All right. Smart man training your eyes to see the macro and the micro. The weekly stochastic did not pull back far enough. It looks suspect. Longs are getting absorbed. I agree with that possibly too. But I've seen it do that when it's extra bullish. It doesn't always pull back all the way. That's the one thing about the stochastics RSI. Like, that's why you must use support or resistance with it, because it has nuances that take years to kind of really really get comfortable with. Anyway, so we have this lower area, 48,070, says we want to go lower, but we got Bitcoin up at 49,942 as well. The biggest order is below us, so if you had to make a call just based on BOOKMAP alone, it suggests that we go to the downside, but there's no guarantees, and only time will tell when it comes to BTC. All right. Yeah, it could easily just kind of do a turn here and we could come even lower and make a nasty dump. I don't love this weekly bearish div. It's very rare that you have bearish divergence on the weekly. Very rare. Last time was here, really. Like, chance we do get a bigger pullback. Okay? That does have me, or just sideways price action. So to me, likely we go sideways or to the downside. I'll be open-minded if we continue. I'll be watching price action, but it's likely we go sideways or to the downside for Bitcoin. And we seem to have hit, somewhat of a resistance point here at this level where, like, these two candles, we had some wick, there's really, people had to kind of arbitrarily pick an area and they kind of go from here to there and then you pick the middle. Makes sense. So some whale probably took some profit here. And that's going to be in the area. We're going to see right now where the high of the candle is. Remember, you always see OH, L, and C up here. So you can sit here and you see the high was 50,368. So that's going to be about our high for BTC. All right. What are some coins to buy at good prices today? Not Bitcoin or ETH though. 50K psychological resistance. Massive sell by a whale, Coinbase, especially Ethereum. I don't recommend things, everybody. You got to figure out all that on your own, not financial advice. You know what I mean? Yeah. But just not my style. I'll tell you what I'm doing, what I'm looking at, what's happening. I'll give you all the data that I can give you to cut through. There's not, look, if you didn't know me and you just showed up to this game, you would show up to CoinMarketCap with what, 2.2 million cryptos now? And then you would start sorting through this list and you'd try to start figuring out what was happening. And you'd get so far, and you'd learn, and then you'd try to start doing TA, and a lot of time would pass, I'll tell you what. And by the time you had a handle over understanding that, like, Radium was the DEX for Solana, or that, we knew that, Cetus is going to be that DEX that's going to help propel the next movement when it comes to SUI, right? Stuff like that, right? So it's just funny. Solana, things of this nature, like, and understanding the ecosystems behind them. What is Serum Labs? What's happening with Radium? Just those, like, Polygon, what's QuickSwap? And just those fast connections, the whole entire ecosystem of Cosmos. What is Osmo? What is Cosmos Hub? What's happening? What was the DYM airdrop? How do I, what is an airdrop? What's going on? These questions all get answered by me in 1 month of being in the trading group for $3 a day. Jump on in and get your education that you deserve. Not only are you going to get your education on DeFi, you're going to get education on technical analysis, how to enter and exit trades, how to find momentum pivots, how to read trend and understand when the trend is changing and when it's not based on moving averages. How to use the MACD in an exorbitant way, and just so many other things. And how to learn basically the RSI stochastics, VRVP, Fibonacci, supportive resistance, and more. Like, there's more in there. But jump on into the trading group. Learn to trade today. Join today. The guy, I haven't taken a day off since February of 2021. I'm addicted and passionate about my craft. And I'm going to keep doing it. Right? Because that's what I do. God bless you all. Thank you so much for the love. If you want to join my newsletter, it comes up when you come to my website. Put your email address in here. Super simple. Click on this, and I will be there giving you 2 newsletters a week that'll blow your mind. Super organized, amazing data, and great information pulled from the live stream and just kind of giving it to you in an amazing way. Saturday and every single Monday. So check out, if you just do that small thing and give me the value of your email address, I'll give you so much value back. What do you got to lose? I show up every single day. I'm not going to play you. All right. Shout out to everybody here. Token metrics, too. I like to flash that for you guys. Most trending is Gala, Tencent, Zeta Chain, and Artifact. Artifact's a new one. I like Echelon Prime as well. Fast Token Plays App. Some other things out there that you may want to pay attention to on the week. So everyone else is freaking out about low Bitcoin prices. We're focused on the next hot altcoin and basically accumulating. And that's what we had to do when Bitcoin was going up and down and doing all those dips. I'm accumulating BEAMX. I'm looking at the right coins at the right time. People are playing games, getting frazzled, and they're missing out on what's happening right in front of them. We took Orange Coin for massive gains. We did sell it. We'll see back when it comes back to the upside, but it's just been a beautiful time to be alive. There's been a lot of opportunity here. If you continue to tell yourself, I am the opportunity. I am the opportunity. Some people say, oh man, I missed Bitcoin down at 15,000. I should have bought. I read a tweet today. I should have bought Bitcoin when Sam said at 25K. I should have bought it. You know what? You're the opportunity. Bitcoin's not your only opportunity. All right? There's another, it's a great one. I get it. And some people are going to say you missed the boat and there's nothing, but there's always going to be opportunity out there. Okay? Always. My YouTube channel's opportunity. Look how much it creates for me. So it's like, you're always going to be able to find opportunity if you believe in yourself. But you got to build something from the ground up. You got to start when nobody cares. I was talking about Kobe Bryant, talking about a basketball player the other day, and someone said, most basketball players that got into the NBA did it for free for days and days and days until anybody paid them a dime. Most people that make big money doing what they're doing, they did it for free for a long time. They found their passion in it. They found a way to do it amongst all other things, no matter what. Some people lost money doing it because they loved it so much. It wasn't about the economy of the moment. It was about the craft that they were perfecting. And that is the key to life too. Because once you perfect a craft, you will be able to pull in endless amounts of money because you'll be better at that craft than most people in your league. Simple. Dedicate yourself to something day in and day out. Become the best at it. Give it 4 to 5 years of constant work, 10,000 hours or more. Know that you're an expert. Know that you know it in and out. And then begin to kind of, grow with that. So RIOT's on my radar. I'd love it if it came back down here somewhere at 11. But if it breaks out and retests, 20 could be a good buy too. I like RIOT, and I don't see why I can't get to the all-time high of 79. So that's going to be a little over a 4x too for RIOT. And Mara actually doing pretty good despite Bitcoin's floundering. So let's get back here. So Bitcoin, weekly resistance, weekly bearish divergence, clear as day. We talked about it for days. We showed you the bearish div. MACD very extended. Could we still pump? We very well could be. Based on the stochastics RSI, looking very, very bullish. All right. So 2 scenarios. We make some type of sideways bull flag, or we make some type of pullback falling wedge. I'm going to pull a fib from wick to wick. That's how I do. And that tells me, we would have to pull back to the 618 into the same area. It's not as coincidental of a move, but it could happen. So it says, hey, and if you want to make the bigger fib, it says we could pull all the way back down here to possibly 33,800. That would be a giant Sammy Cup and Handy, right? And there would be nothing wrong with that. It would be a pullback into the halving, right? But we're going to dump for 4 months straight into the halving. Anything is possible. Maybe it's sell the room, buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't. That wouldn't make sense to me though, as things are getting more and more scarce. Also, this weekly pullback, you know, someone said, I don't trust the weekly. It didn't go, weekly doesn't go low when there's extreme bullishness. Like they were trying to bury us here, and on the lowest of the low, we didn't get that low. So your argument doesn't make sense here, because look, the lowest dump we ever had, the bearish dump ever, we didn't even get that strong of a pullback. This pullback was stronger on the stochastic RSI. So that tells me that this could easily be a very strong bounce section here. So I'm open-minded to everything. And that's why I'm able to kind of catch a move when it's time. All right. 48,900 for Bitcoin. So these are the two possibilities on the weekly that we must heed. Bitcoin kind of going sideways in some chop here. That target for Bitcoin takes it to $77,000. Pretty crazy, right? Okay. 5-day chart. Got above its 200 SMA. That's when we knew we were good. Got a golden cross. Can't, you know. I look at this as this didn't happen. That didn't happen. This was the flag. We broke out. It still has more legs than the flag. A flag up to 61,500. If next week we're sitting at 61K, could you handle it? A lot of people would be pissed that they didn't buy any Bitcoin. They'd be like, dang, I had a chance. All right. Let's put a poll up here. And I'm going to ask my audience, I tell them not to think, but for fun, for hypothetical purposes. Can Bitcoin be 61,500 by next week? I just want to see what you guys say. Most of the livers was, I don't know. I can't think, you know. I'm not allowed to think. And that's the right answer. So I get it. 61,659. All right. But we're going to check the poll in a second and see what you people are saying. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. 1,364 souls on the live. 436 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. You have to remember, some days I'm in the mood to live trade, some days I'm not. It depends on exactly how I am actually feeling too. So look at the daily's very overbought. A bearish div on the indicator here, but that was negated. Yeah, good thing I didn't listen to that one. But you know, I see a pullback to the 21-day moving average. Same thing. Are we going to get sideways price action, or are we going to get a pullback in the flag? Pull a Fibonacci from this small impulse on the local. And do we come back down to the 618 here on the daily time frame? And do we retest 45,464? All right. Lose that strong weekly. So it would be beautiful if we don't lose weekly at, 47,250. All right. So we lose 47,250. That's when I'll start to change my tune about going down at 44,000. Just want to make that clear. 44,750 is a big deal for me. And you can see even the daily has it pretty hot as a support of resistance area. So it's a weekly and a daily hit, which is pretty hot. So it's likely, in my humble opinion, based on the years of watching the charts and probability, that we go sideways. Sideways or a small pullback to the 21-day moving average. And then we see what happens. So yeah, a short or sideways price action is in order. If we go sideways, it'll be so good for the altcoins. Oh my gosh. And then if this makes a beautiful flag, like into the halving, basically by the second week of March, we can begin to trade Bitcoin again and out of a bullish flag up to 60,000 into the halving. That makes the most sense if you think of the narrative that we're in, but I don't trade the narrative like that. I just look at the charts, do what the charts tell me to do. 777s when I'm looking at it. Anyway, so let's go back. So the 22 hours overbought. All these time frames need to pull back for Bitcoin. You're away for the 21. It's simple stuff, everyone. You come back to the 21-day moving average. That's just what happens. 4 hour even kind of just, rolled over there and wasn't able to make the move. And this all makes perfect sense by my strategy. Every time you make a gap away from the 21-day moving average, you're likely to get a pullback. We talked about this for the last 3 days over and over again on the weekends. I kept cautioning for a bearish move. And then be like, well, why did you trade the flag, Sam? And I told you, because that's my crazy strategy. I just push the envelope to the end. Sometimes I don't, though. You know what I mean? And you don't have to hit the short at the exact moment every time. You can wait for a confirmation before you enter a short. All right. Let's take a look at a 1 hour time frame. Our 1 hour time frame suggests, hey, I'm going to hit support or resistance here. And I got hidden bullish divergence. Swing up to swing up. Swing down to swing down. We all know what that means. We've seen it many times here on the channel. It's my go-to. Usually, it plays out with a 786 retracement. Oh my gosh, look. Bitcoin wicked very basically to that 786. I mean, it's on par. That tells me that could be a beautiful, and look, previous resistance becomes support. So now you've got a story here that Bitcoin could be getting a bit of a bounce. Forming some type of sideways triangle and getting out of this and turning this into some lovely movement. Let's take a look at our 4 hour time frame, well above the 200 SMA. You know, until you lose that, you're not bearish. The 1 hour, well above the 200 SMA. Until you lose that, you're not bearish. Okay? So you don't have to catch the whole short. Once the short starts to go, but now the 15 minute. So once the 15 minute gets back above the 200 SMA, I'd be looking for a long today on the trade. I know it sounds crazy, but it gets above here, boom, because now they got everybody in fear, right? And that's the point. So they got a lot of fear. Let's see what they did to the fear and greed index. Did it really go to 89? And it's still in extreme greed right now? That's telling you got to sell it all. That's kind of creepy. That tells me you got to sell every single penny that you're in right now. And we're going all the way to some really crazy place. Whenever this has been here and I didn't sell, the market's completely capitulated. But I feel like they need to reset this. I don't think it's been reset. I don't think they do a good job resetting this. Because what do you mean? They didn't bring any of the fear of the market sell-off this morning? That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. All right, starting to accumulate now. There we go. Want to be able to bring my kids sledding by 4 or 5 o'clock, but it looks like it may not happen. But you never know. Let's pray for more snow. Pray for snow. Shout out to the 1,377 people here on the live. 483 likes. May we get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. I mean, everybody knows that. So here's the deal. Let me explain something to you guys. That's going to be like, it's like an awesome catch-22. It's what I love about Bitcoin. So they say Bitcoin will go down whenever they say they're going to keep the rates still or don't cut rates, right? Like the S&P and the NASDAQ. That's the general ruling. So whenever we have hawkish price talk with the Fed, we're going to see more Bitcoin price action to the downside. When we have dovish price action, we see Bitcoin want to move up, right? But what happens when this happens? Bitcoin likes to go up when the dollar starts to drop due to inflation. But what happens when inflation starts to show bad CPI data, which is supposed to make Bitcoin go down? Eventually, this information is going to get so convoluted, and it's all going to point to one thing: the dollar going up in value, down in value, by being printed to zero. They're going to continue to print the dollar to zero, and so at one point, CPI data or SMETA, right? Whatever you want to call it, and whatever they say is going to happen, I believe Bitcoin will begin to rise through it all. And you'll see Bitcoin at the top. It's impervious to genocide, right? It's funny. It's like they can't stop it no matter how hard they try, because each tactic they use to bring it up or down eventually solidifies its foundational strength. Pretty amazing aspect of financial integrity if you think about it. And that's why Bitcoin's such an amazing asset to add to your portfolio. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but not having Bitcoin in your portfolio is like, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's like not having cases of water in case of an emergency, I guess. And honestly, like, you're going to use that water at one point in your life. Like, I'm on Bitcoin short from 50,400. That's a beautiful short, man. God bless you. Snowing at 65 in Florida. God bless you, brother. And that's cold for you guys. So anyway, just wanted to kind of reiterate the fact that they're in a rock and a hard place when it comes to Bitcoin. Getting inflation to 2% doesn't make any sense when you continue to print money at a fast rate. They just put another bill through. $1 billion bill for Israel, Ukraine. We don't have any money, but we're just going to go into debt, handing our money to the rest of the world. This is what central banks do. They find ways for Congress to spend money. And yes, sometimes it's humanitarian. Don't get me wrong. It all gets twisted and convoluted into politics. But if you're a math major and you understand physics and you understand finance, then none of this is political. But the problem is, a lot of the people on both sides of the aisle are ignorant to the actual facts of the finance, right? So they don't want to study 10,000 years of fiat currency. Like, they don't want to go and realize that there's been the $10 trillion dollar. Like, even though it's all right in front of them, like, they'll still vote for deficit spending, not realizing they're headed towards a dollar of 10,000 US dollar. It's only a matter of time. It's going to get worse and worse. It's only a matter of time. All right. S&P down, Bitcoin down. The bill's going to get rejected by the House, I think. I hope so. Shout out to Live, Laugh, and Love. People in Argentina who had Bitcoin survived inflation. The money value is on the cost of goods and equipment, which has to be replaced. It's not printed money. Replacing equipment drives national production, which lowers inflation over time. But the problem is if you continue to overspend money, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And when you're 100% correct, but when you take a working class and you start paying the money not to work, it doesn't even out, my man. Because you can't create that production with people that aren't empowered to work. You need an empowered workforce. You need people that want to believe in themselves. You need a strong, basically centered identity. The country needs to be unified. People need to believe in themselves every day, And we're getting a traction in people that believe that the government should take care of you, And they're printing money, so you have a double faction. Creating an influx of lack of value, man. All right. So Bitcoin, it's all about the 200 SMA here on the 15-minute for me on the day. If we can get above it, there's some hope. If we can't, we're going to make some type of bear flag here and go further to the downside. I've given you your weekly support or resistance areas that matter to me. It's 47,250, and you can see how it's getting somewhat respected on the smaller time frames. You can readjust on the smaller time frames. There's always going to be a little bit of that. And then you got this previous support becoming resistance here, previous resistance becoming support here. But to me, it's all about getting back above these 200 SMAs on the smaller time frames. 15 minutes specifically, because it's the one closest toying with the idea that could possibly get back above. So at the end of the day, it's just like when we flag out, a bullish set, and I say, listen, let's flag this out. Let's watch what it does. Same idea here for Bitcoin in the 15-minute. But yet it's upside down, doing the same kind of idea, right? We don't know exactly what it's going to do, but we're going to watch it. And we know there's now local resistance at the 200 SMA at 48,009. And I just put a little line there just to remind myself, like, this is the local struggle here. And you can see it's capped exactly by the 200 SMA. It's just amazing how this always becomes a key proponent to keeping price action up or down. All right. Watching the live, waiting for your lady to have a hand operation. God bless her. I hope her hand operation goes well. Moment of silence for her. I had a hand operation in my life. It went well. My hand is great. So may hers go as well as mine, and may everything go well for her and you and your family. Amen. Thank you, dear Lord. All right, so resistance. Can we get back above 48,978? That's a key level. All right. Lifer is the GOAT. Yep. Yeah. The problem is this, okay? This is what you don't understand. $1 billion to Ukraine, all right, goes to military infrastructure in America. Where does that money go to? Who owns that? BlackRock. All that money goes to BlackRock. What does BlackRock do, right? They buy all the homes here and push us out. It turns us into renters. So I don't care. You guys don't realize what's happening. It doesn't matter. Like, put it together. Do the whole picture, you know? So even if you say it helps infrastructure of America, it doesn't help the average person. And it continues to deteriorate the way of life for the middle class, period. Period. And I stand for the middle class because my mom and dad, my dad was an iron worker and my mom was a school teacher. All right. So remember, that money goes to American contractors and military who gives old equipment from back in the day. It's kind of crazy. It's true money laundering at its best. Anyway. Blackwater and BlackRock, two different things. Sorry, it goes to BlackRock. BlackRock. You're funny, BlackRocker in two order. Honestly, you'll find out that they're probably not two different things. Some of BlackRock's probably owned by Blackwater, or BlackWater. It's owned by BlackRock. $10% for the big guy, exactly. Yeah. 100%. 100%. 100%. 10%. So this is where we're at. We're at this kind of standstill for Bitcoin. You can see we're getting a little flat here. For whatever reason, you know, BOOKMAP is saying, though, that we want to go lower. $47,900, $48,000 for Bitcoin. Not much lower, but about to 48K. So there's a chance that we do go down to $48,000. All right. And we always got this curve here on the stochastics RSI. All right. Tells us that we're kind of be bending here. So the 15-minute, we can't get back above this. We get above this, look for the retest and play it to the point of control. Possibly a little scalp trade here. We don't. You got to just play the continuation of the flag for the short to the downside. All right. And look, it's a Bart Simpson pattern. Beautiful Bart Simpson. Shoulder, head, and right shoulder here too as well. To the downside. All right. So to me, Bitcoin looks like it's, you know, you got to say it's bearish until it's not. So if Bitcoin can't get back above 49K, then expect more downside, period. That's how I play it. 15-minute has some hope, but not a lot. And the bigger time frames really need a reset. Hidden bullish and divergence, hidden bullish on the 15 and the 1 hour time frame. Tell me there's a chance we have a bounce. And so far we did. So we gotta respect the smaller time frames to see what they want to do. 7-minute is my kind of go-to to watch, and right now the 7-minute wants to roll over. I mean, I see this as a bear flag likely to drop further down. That's it. Like, you just have to take the probability for what it is. And there's a lot of chop right here that could support a bounce too as well. And this might create, you might get a kind of a shoulder here. You know, they're going to toy around with this market. What I'm going to do is continue to accumulate Bitcoin and altcoins at the right time and trade lightly. Take the bigger moves when I get them, and then trade lightly. And there's really nothing else, you know. There's no reason to lose more money than we have to. There's no you know, I looked at people, I overdid this, I over leveraged it. I don't understand why they do that. They have way less money than me, and they're way riskier than I am. Like, I'll be super smart about $100. You know why? I put $1,800 into cake, and that thing could turn into 100K. So many times in my life in crypto, I turned a small amount into a bigger amount. So when you think about it, you're like, if I could do that again, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just, you ask yourself, $100 is actually a lot of money. You get it? When you've multiplied money, you realize that a small amount of money is actually a lot more than it is to someone who's never multiplied money. So to me, $10 is a lot of money. You think it goes the other way around. You think, oh, a guy that makes billions of dollars, multi-millions of dollars, To him, $100 seems smaller and smaller. Spending wise, at one point it may. Like you might go for a $100 dinner when 10 years ago you'd go for a $20 dinner, right? And they both would have impacted you the same amount based on your net worth. But when it comes to just, the respective money, man, $100, like, right? So to me, I pick up pennies off the street. I don't any problem doing that. Funny, you saw that video today about the penny being lost. Like, there's so many pennies that no one uses. People throw them away, vacuum clean them up. When we move to digital currency, the pennies will be used. So it's one argument. Palau, the island of Palau, they work on American money, and they're running out of pennies there. So if you have pennies, send your pennies to Palau. All right. Funny. Shout out to the 1,383 people here on the live. 549 likes. Let's get it going. Let me talk to the chat, everybody. So Bitcoin kind of flat right now. After the shock of the data, a lot of people got liquidated, to be honest. Right? There was probably a bunch of liquidations. Here's the key to not get liquidated, everybody. Set alerts on your 200 SMAs. When you lose them, come back to them, start to lose them again. This whole area was telling you time to short with a stop on the other side. Point of control. If you combine the point of control, the VRVP, with the 200 SMA, and a little bit of supportive resistance, and a high stochastic, those three, that's a trifecta right there for winning. There's other things I can give you if you need it, but that, right, if you keep it super simple and say when the stochastics are high and turning, and I lose a 200 SMA, I'm likely, and a point of control on the VRVP, I'm likely coming to the downside. All right. Look out for those wheat pennies. They're worth money, baby. Exactly. Yeah, key. Set your stop loss. Get comfortable losing a small. Exactly. You got to get. Yeah, exactly. Live life now. There's no tomorrow till you wake up tomorrow. Amen. 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 Younger people can accept more risk. Shout out to Master Friend. He said not the Purple Crew 100%. Purple Crew can mitigate this into gains. They could turn this little green move right here into a winner. Right there. That's all they need. Shout out to Master Friend for an amazing idea and what he teaches. I did it and turned $50 into like, what was it, like $700 on a it was like 5,000% trade. It's awesome. Especially if you're a beginner, you start trading, you get some trade, you understand how to trade. You want to use leverage to understand how to use a zero liquidation, be able to turn $50. For me, it's the safest way. Again, everything's high risk, but it has the most calculated way to attempt to turn $50 into $150, $200, right? With a zero liquidation, with a very, very, but again, it takes a lot of demo trading. You have to know what you're doing. Nothing is overnight. We preach demo trading over and over here. We're never going to tell you you're going to get rich overnight here. We're never going to tell you you're going to get fast gains, easy gains. I don't use the word fast and easy. I don't like those words at all. My dad told me, get away. If anyone told you it's easy, get away from them. Nothing is easy. Trading is not going to be easy. My trading group and learning what I do is not going to be easy. It's going to take hard work. If you like hard work and you like being around people that like to do hard work, then jump into my trading group. If you like the easy way and you want to be spoon-fed and you want to complain and moan about everything that you don't do for yourself, then maybe the trading group isn't the place for you, okay? I just want to be honest, okay? If you're ready to take your life super seriously, if you're ready to get dedicated, if you like my constant consistency and dedication to you and the trading group and to the channel, then come on into the trading group. What are you waiting for? Pinned in the comment section right here. Join the trading group, cryptolifer.com. We'd love to see you in there. We're going to change your life. We're going to change your life. So look, 7 minute is about to roll over, in my humble opinion, for a short to the downside. Technically, it's in a symmetrical triangle, which is a 50-50 move either way. And it's high on the stochastics RSI. And I see it looks to me like this thing's about to roll over as we speak. We lose 48.7. At the same time, let me see this 5 minute. 5 minute is a very strong bullish div. Let's hone in on that. Still could be a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. As you pull away from this starts to look more and more. See, moving averages far apart, they usually come back. You know, that's usually when you get in, you get out. Get in the short, you start taking profits. Smart place to take profits if I was in the short, maybe not all of it, but for me, I'd be taking 50 to 60% to 70%. If I got in the short down here. But there it goes. It was just at 700, right? $15-minute and the 7-minute look to be rolling over. Still time to enter. And likely a short to the downside right here. Wow, it's not the best trade. I have to get really close to get it to a 3-to-1. Which is like, you know. I personally don't like trading like a CPI moment. Like I'll let the dust settle, see where we end up. All right. Hey, Lifers, just rolling it. Out doing these good deeds this morning. Shout out to Buster Crypto. God bless you, man. Looking smart, Sam. Hope you and the family are good. God bless you. Thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate you. And there you go. I mean, it's 700 all the way back down to 668. This move would take us down to right to that support, right? Or we double bottom here. So we got two places to bounce, there and here. And it's funny, that takes us right down very close to 47,250, that area we don't want to lose. It's a lot of bullishness out here despite the feeling of fear. I don't like how this thing is up this high though. That's a little troublesome to me. That's a very high number. Whenever that's that high, it's been a high for Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. Whenever it's been low, it's been a beautiful buy, and I've done it many times. So like, I got this indicator. Funny, I've used it for 2-3 years now. It works pretty well. Whenever this gets high, it's definitely time to take some profits. It's like screaming, take some profits, take some profits. It's so weird. Not my favorite thing to see. But now we're getting the bounce. So like, look, a bit of a shoulder, a head, right shoulder. This divergence is very strong. Very strong. It would trust me to long. Remember, the 1 hour has that hidden bullish. So I'm getting mixed signals. Like, do I, you know? Hey, Sam, thoughts on XONE on MAVIA? Much love. Never heard of it. We'll take a look. Put it out there in the universe. Speak it into existence. I am smart. I am patient. I will win. Amen. I'm smart. I am patient. I will win. I am smart. I am patient. I will win. I'm smart. I am patient. I will win. Amen. Amen. 7 minutes stochastic say we're going to the downside. So let's take a look here. And Maxi, zero spot maker or taker fee. If you want to jump on in and see where I just dollar cost average into Bitcoin. I did that once on Binance US, Coinbase. They overcharged me $120 on the Bitcoin price. Like they added that much to the spot price. Then they even gave me a fee. So that was completely free. So you do whatever makes you happy, but I absolutely love not paying fees, especially when I'm buying Bitcoin on the low. So I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. My dad got me that book when I was a kid, and it was like over my head. My dad like didn't get it. He gave me things that were like over my head, and I tried to understand it, and I never watched Saturday Night Live. It was Smiley, right? Then I did watch I watched the movie once. So funny, they trying to figure out if he's a girl or a guy, no one knows, and he's standing outside the window, and he's like, and the person's convinced he's peeing. And so he runs into the house and he wants to see him pee, and he comes out and he's like, orange juice was all done. And he had just been like, just so funny, man. Like, he's like, I never can finish it before the expiry date. And he's just pouring out orange juice. It's Pat. That's what it was. It's Pat. You remember It's Pat? Which is probably controversial now. No one brings that up, right? But it's funny. Like, we grew up on, like, It's Pat, see? It's Pat was a fictional androgynous fictional character. by Julia Sweeney for the American sketch comedy Saturday Night Live, right? The character later filmed its feature, It's Pat. The movie was hilarious. I saw the movie when I was a kid. I didn't see a lot of Saturday Night Live because I wasn't up for it. I went to bed. I couldn't stay up that late. I was too young. I was born in 83. I was freaking 10 years old. You know what I mean? But these are the things that that stalk the depths of my conscience, right? I guess we got to stick to the short position. This bullish divergence tells me to be careful of a short. It's pretty strong. 5 minutes, pretty whack, but strong on the 5. It's 7 minutes, doesn't look as good as the 5. But I'm a stochastics RSI guy. They're very overbought, telling me we got to come down. Tells me we're going to lower measured move down to 47,598. So I'm going to stop playing games. I'm calling short right now. All right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to go one way. I do say I'm open-minded. I know nothing about the prices, but I like to actually make a call. That's what I like on my channel. I can't stand people that can't make a call. Like, you got to pick it one way or the other at one point. You can't always be on the fence. And my New Year's resolution was to listen to affirmations. Someone asked me, you mean like Stuart Smiley stuff? You're funny, man. Shout out to Justin Cashmore. You could stay up past 11 on a Saturday night as a kid. I didn't want to. Like, I was tired. I played all day and I had a really full day. Like, I'd be at the beach all day in the summertime. There's no way. I was out by 8:30, man. My parents woke me up at 6, 7 in the morning. We started a beautiful day. It's like, I was up by 6, 7 and I'm a morning guy. Yeah, I personally, even if they let me, I wouldn't have done it. I just personally didn't want to be up late like that. I really didn't. I love my sleep. And I say I've always had extra energy and overextended myself. I play hard. As a kid, I played so hard. So I slept so hard, you know. My dad didn't let me watch TV. My dad thought TV was just the worst thing in the world. Like, you know, he grew up without one anyway. So when he saw it, he just thought it was it was nice outside. You had to be outside. You could not be in my house on a nice day. My dad would ask you what you were doing. Get outside, he would say. Like, you weren't allowed to sit. Like, I went to other kids' houses and it would be a beautiful sunny day. They'd have the TV on and I thought someone was sick inside or something. I was like, is someone sick? Like what's going? Like, it didn't register to me. So my whole life, I've been just an outgoing dude. I've watched very little TV. I watched The Wild Isles with that dude Attleboro, where he talks about all the animals. I like that stuff. You know. Let's take a look at the DXY here. And I watch my Celtics. So, of course, the DXY shot up on the 15th. That's what happened. They gave it some love. And again, the CPI data just tries to save the dollar. You see it? So we could be in for another dump. So if Bitcoin dumps out that flag I'm showing you, then we're going to get a dump here. So it looks like the dollar is going to get a pump. Let's watch what happens on the 5 minute on the DXY and the 5 minute for BTC. They're going to be basically our go-to kind of what's going to happen here. I use the 7, 5 to 7. They can be somewhat interchangeable. Some people say, why do you use the 7? I just started using it 3 to 4 years ago, and like I'm a person of habit, right? Like, we're all creatures of habit. I'll be honest, man. This bullish div is so strong. That's why I bought more Bitcoin. See? Look at that. That could be a cup and handle too. What if they go and liquidate? 1 minute. So, interesting. Let me take a look. I did just call short, but I'm like, I'll be honest, until I make the call on my own, like until I make a trade, I'm always like, I see a cup and handle now. And I see the money printer model. You know, doesn't mean it's always going to work out though. It works out most of the time. Doesn't mean it always is. I don't like where the Stokes are. I'd like them to reset first before I jump in the money into the move. This is the money printer, everybody. And I called it the Dinero Banger. I had my own version of it, and then when he came out with it, I was already doing this. And then when I saw what he was doing, I was like, that's kind of this. And then we both kind of talked about it one day, and I was like, it's the same algo that you're looking at that I'm looking at, right? The key is to try to catch this level at the 786 here. That went to the golden pocket, which is pretty good. And then I take it to the 200 SMA. I think he takes it to extended fibs, you know. But I trade it to the 200, right? Or at least to the next resistance. Still an awkward shoulder, head, and right shoulder there, even though it's hard to see, you see? I was saying cup and handle all day long. Interesting. I've been stung by like 15 to 20 bees in my childhood. A testament to my outsideness. Oh, yeah. Stung by bees. Caught salamanders as a kid and put them in. If you caught salamanders, you were an outdoor kid, right? If you put bugs in a jar, right? If you know what lightning bugs are and you used to catch them in a, you know, if you've gone fishing, you know, like these are all things you've done if you're an outdoor kid, right? Did you make a fort out of sticks? You know? Did you play in the leaves? Always reprogramming for the best mindset. Caught crawdads down here in the south. Okay. Alt season by next week. Anything is possible. We'll take it one step at a time, though. Trying to revisit this thing, but it's hard to see. Sounds like oochie wally wally, oochie bang bang, chi wally wally, oochie bang bang. Remember that song? Oochie wally wally, oochie bang bang, oochie wally wally. What BOOKMAP telling us? Does it support TA? It says that we want to go lower. Yeah, it's got a big fat order down here at 47,880. All right. So it's saying, hey, I want to go down. And we got 47,600 right here. Like, and so that would support this idea. All right. The Stokes say we're going to dump. And I'm a Stoke guy. When the Stokes tell me we're going down, I trust them. Right now, the Stokes at 48.7 said lower. We already lost $50. All right. That was a club banger. It really was, though. If you see Bitcoin USD on OKX, its weekly resistance came down. I remember that song. You're funny, man. This guy and his pretzel rugs. Now we're seeing some flat sideways price action right now for BTC. Let's take a look. So I'm watching the DXYs looking very bullish. Inverted head and shoulder on the stochastics RSI. Turning back up on the RSI. Turning there on the MACD. And in the flag. Looks like we're about to go to 105 and break out. Remember, we really wanted this to make a right shoulder. It still can, even if it goes a little higher. We're looking for this to make a right shoulder here, the DXY, but now it's getting kind of crazy. See that? It's had a nice resurgence off this lower angle. I don't even know what to say. To break out, yeah, it fell out, broke back in there. This is the dollar, you know, we watch the dollar every single day here on the channel. Well, mostly every day. Maybe not every single day, but probably 90% of the time, right? And again, slight pullback, but there's still a chance this just never really fades out. And we dump to the downside. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder too. So like, I got some big signals here too as well. If this breaks out, retests, we short Bitcoin. This starts to drop, we stay on our longs, we keep accumulating. We don't even stress it. It's just business as usual for you know. So we got to watch this closely. All right. Super Chats, PAAL AD, Mint Layer, and XONE. Bitcoin at 48,740 going sideways for the move here. That looks bullish to me. I'm going to call along and take it up to the 200. Yeah. Crazy, right? Yeah, I'm all in now. I got the signal that I was waiting for. I'm all in, right, Matt? No, but I do see a possible exploitation of the market here. I want to see if other people's emotions are too are pushed too hard in one way. It is the cup and handle. We got a falling wedge that wants to break to the upside. We got a strong bullish divergence holding us down. Let's look at the CVD is negative 2100, the cumulative volume delta. All right, which is how much they've basically obliterated of the shorts. Still got that liquidity to the downside. And look, I was just about to flip long and I missed the moment. It's now all the way back up again. Funny. And I'm sorry, everyone. I've given mixed signals. I said I'm short, and then a second I'm like, but you have to understand, like, a trader never fully, truly, until I can't express like how I do it. It's like your mind does it. Like, you sit in limbo until it makes sense. See, the trades also has to be said. The trade, I don't take this trade technically because I can't get my 3-to-1. I can't get the risk right. The only way I get the risk right if I play all the way to the 200. But that to me is pushing it a little bit. But now that gives me the 8, right? This technically would be buying a nice divvy too. 49,850 would be the target. And I know I see liquidity to the downside. 48,441. Yeah, see, now the risk has gone up dramatically because I didn't pull the trigger. It's a 277 now, you see? What we're doing is the pump to the 200 is very likely. So we're going to trade that while they liquidate most people. So I'm going to take this long to the upside to this yellow line. I just want to get to the yellow line and then I'm out. That's it. This is a known thing that we do, that I do many times at the channel. All right. Again, it's not going to play out guaranteed every time, but you don't risk a lot when you do it. So therefore, you can repeat this process 10 times and only you have to win 3 of them. I don't have to win a lot of them to be a profitable trader. So we'll see how this goes. All right. And I want to see the pump up to the 200. This divergence is telling me they liquidated too many people. And now they got enough people long on the other end. All right. Some liquidity is getting sprinkled above us all the way back up to 50,000. It's not hard. It's not, but it's there. Still is deeper down here, which does tell us we could easily go lower. All right. I could easily get liquidated here. It could come back down. It's also a sketchy day. I mean, not liquidated, but stopped out. It's a sketchy day to trade. CPI data is not my favorite. I like it to kind of, filter out, wait for the week, the afternoon. But I like the div, and I like what we're seeing here. And I feel like, by now, we had all this time to dump. We did not. We kept going sideways, 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 sideways. It's just showing signs of something to me, showing signs of some type of buy pressure here against the longs against the shorts. So we'll see. So now I put my money where my mouth is. Like, I could say whatever I want, what I believe is going to happen, but like, did I long or short the market? You know what I mean? Now you're already in gains right now, a little bit, not a lot. That was a fast cup of coffee, right? Up $6 already, $7. I just need to get to the 200. What I love about this trade is a segmented trade. I'm just trying to do one thing, accomplish that one thing, and get out of the market. Okay? Yeah, sweetie. You need what? You need bread? Okay, baby. Whatever you need, honey. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? I love you. Okay, baby. Can I have a kiss? Come on, give me a kiss. Oh, I love you so much. So cute. She's been calling me Sam. Why have you been calling me Sam lately? She stopped calling me Dad like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Sam, Sammy. She goes, Sam, can we do this, Sam? Why you been calling me Sam? Now you call me Daddy? What? Sammy? See, she did it again. You love calling me Sammy, huh? You want this? There's nothing in it. Go bring it upstairs to mommy. Put it in the recycle bin for daddy. I love you. Don't put it in your mouth on the stairs, please. You'll get hurt, okay? All right. I'm taking my daughter to the daddy dance today. Oh, that's so cool, man. Yeah. So look, now we got a bit of a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, a cup with the handle. Let's see if we can get this move. This would be the same move on the S&P and the dot. And you know, you're probably getting the same move here on the S&P. Let's see if we got a fair value gap here for Bitcoin that can also help us out. All right. We got one right here. We got one right where we need one. Nah, not big enough. This one is this one right here. As this candle does not touch that other candle, the wick isn't big enough. It's pretty much at our first level of resistance. At the end of the day, the Stokes are getting high and we're turning it into a symmetrical triangle, but all right. My kids call me Davey A, like the purple Barney. You're funny, man. Went to a Disney Princess tea party with my daughter over the weekend. It was fire. You're funny. I have all boys. A little girl would crush me. I know it, man. I got 3. I'm going to have 3 little girls, man. I got 2 beautiful girls, bro. I love my girls. My wife, my whole family, all full of ladies. So the market's flat. I mean, shorting looks like the hottest thing since sliced bread right now. Look, so this trade's, I might nullify it. It's just they got everyone thinking we're going down, so they want to keep this red, keep the red, they got to build the shorts, build the shorts, build the shorts, build the shorts. They got to keep, they want to make it look bearish, make it look bearish, make it look bearish. Make the shorts look right, make the shorts look right. Look, 777s. Make the shorts look right, and if they get enough people to, so even one little bit red hand will cause enough emotion, cause them to create enough stop losses up here and give us the liquidity we need. Look at us battling up back above 40, 48. If we get back above 48.8, shows us there's a lot of strength here. This is a battle right here. This is the battle right now. This is it. The battle for 48,800. We don't get back above it. Bang. What do you update on Jupe? I just say you hold Jupe for the next year and a half. It's a long-term hold. I wouldn't play games with Jupe. I'd keep Jupe for a year and a half, see where it goes. 8 to 10x. You know what I mean? Maybe about a 10x, 5x, something like that. Nothing too crazy, but definitely a good coin. And there could be more airdrops coming out of Jupe too. That's the idea. The idea there's going to be more to the ecosystem than meets the eye. It's venturing out into a new place. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. It may not be your thing. I speculate a little bit with my swing trade wins. All right. And the stochastics win over the divergence. My system says dumpage stochastics over bot, right? Done. Divergence says we could get a win. But it doesn't always hold. What's wrong with her? What are you guys doing? I got 2 girls and I would not have had it any other way. No one for talking about the ETF robbery. I mean, we talked about it all the time. I don't know if it's an ETF robbery. The kids have to be home and then just cause insane chaos. You know? So insane, right? There's a chance we did call this daily bottom right here. It's going to be tough, but there's a chance we did call it. And it could take all day to figure this out. All right. We'll see what happens. It's very likely we pump to the 200 SMA. I've been doing this for years. I see it happen all the time. But again, you never know. What do I know? What do I know? It's a snowy day here, and so I just changed the music for like a down low, snowy, low-key day. It's just how I felt today. You know what I mean? We'll be back up to the hype. All right? It's a lower low with no candle signal. Let's go, Sammy. It's a higher low, I think you mean. A higher low. Snowing hard right now. Coming down thickly and fast. I love that you're a family man. You gotta love your kid. My family makes me the best YouTuber, man. My family makes me the best guy for my trading group. My family, because I put my family first, I put each and every one of you first. Because if I make each and every one of you happy and we get to the right place and everyone learns, the group continues to grow, right? My family benefits. So we're all a family together, really, in entirety. We're all together in this. And if we all grow, then we all grow. I'd rather be a part of something bigger than myself than be all alone with my money. So, life for any advice. I'm all to become a father and welcome a beautiful daughter into the world. My best advice is just to be really, really awesome to your wife. You know, understand she's going through a lot and just overperform for her. And don't complain. And don't moan when you can't go out with the boys. And realize that a big portion of your life is over. And if you want to be a real dad and really hit it out the park, then, you know, poker night isn't really going to be there anymore. And, you know, it's going to be you and your wife going somewhere with the baby. And, you know, so my thing is don't run away from being a dad. Go right into it and realize that a lot of the things that you loved in life that you thought made you and your identity, that was you. You were a single guy. That was your identity. But that's not you anymore. You're a dad now. And so you have a different identity. You have different things that are going to come at you, and you have different obligations. And if you want to be known, if you want to be respected and honored in your family, it's time you put away the little boy stuff and you become a man. And by being a man is you don't go to the bar anymore and drink with your buddies because you tell your wife you need a night out. A man doesn't do that. A man takes his kids out that night. A man takes his daughter to the movies that night. A man doesn't play games, wasting time with people that don't give back. A man gives back to his kids and to his wife and to his family. All right. So that's my best advice I could give you, is to shy away from being a little doofus. I'm not saying you are, but we all have that in us. I don't know why. It's just our boyish ways, men. And, you know, become a man. And already tell yourself that, yeah, there's going to be some sacrifices. Yeah. Like, you don't tell yourself, oh, I can't go on a poker tonight because, you don't do that stuff. I'm sure there's men that do that. Maybe I'm making these things up. I don't know who does, because I don't do that, but I don't know. Maybe there's people out there that do that. I don't know. I'm just making up some scenarios. Sam, I love you, but your opinion of a man doesn't apply to everyone due to circumstances. Whatever you want, 100%. Yeah, exactly. My opinion is mine. I mean, yeah. Kids live in New York City. Just send a crazy snow video from their apartment. Oh, yeah. We're all connected, whether we like it or not. One big human family. Amen. We live in this ethereal space that we share. About to get stopped out. Bleeding it. It's getting pretty boring, though. Oh, my neighbor's coming to drop off her kid. Amelia's coming. She's here, babe. I became a dad at 18, but had to grow up quick. Now my son's in high school and my daughter is 8. Yeah, but see, you did it the right. I mean, honestly, I wish I did that. All right. The music timing there. Now we're at 48,660. Attempt to hold this low at 48,472. I don't love it. Let me get off my bias, forget about my trade here, and be open-minded. I mean, stochastics are pushing down. If they can reset and we keep a higher low, we're going to go up. So if we can come all the way to this dotted line and squiggly down here and somehow not beat this low, likely is we're just going to keep going and we're headed down to 47.6. BOOKMAP also tells us that that's where the liquidity is. So, and BOOKMAP's been spot on literally for the last month straight, almost every time. Except when it had a bunch of fake orders that were, there was one time it had a lot of orders that weren't real. Remember that? Like it spoofed 31 to 33.5 and we never went there. So sad to say my father never grew up. What can you do? Hey, I watched my father act like a child while I pay for my mother's cancer treatments. I'm sorry to hear that. It happens, right? It'll make a bigger man out of you, man. And God will reward you for everything you do for your mother. Remember that. Everyone out here, every time you take a moment to be there for a loved one, every time you feed a neighbor's kid, every time you do something nice for anyone. Last night we made spaghetti bolognese. We had picked up my daughter's friend. My wife said, why don't you guys stay for dinner? And everyone that just, 2 extra kids, an extra person. And, we would have had dinner for 2 days. We ate all our dinner last night. We shared it. We do it all the time. It's a great experience. It feels awesome. I work so hard, I know that I could feed the neighborhood, right? You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, come all, And that's the best feeling ever, I'll tell you that right now. And I think this isn't a normal stream, everybody. Normally we're like, it's chart. Today I'm noticing the retention is staying at 1,400. I'm looking out the window and looking at the insane snow, and I think it's just making me kind of feel like a narrator. And Bitcoin's kind of, in this flatter range here, but slowly bleeding. My initial entry was a short at 700, right? But the divergence had me say, had me hold off. I still feel more short than, I feel like we're more likely to go down than up because I just play support of resistance. And we've clearly, look, this is a resistance, right? And so because you couldn't get above this, you're likely to continue to the downside. Like, then why did you open up a long? I'm just trading the idea that there's bullish divergence. That's all. It may not hold. It got us. See, divergence plays out. Everyone says it didn't play out. I'm almost like it did. It got you to resistance. Like, it's only as strong as the supportive resistance around you. If you have major resistance and you get a bullish div, I don't care how great it is, you're going to hit that div and not get back above it. You see? So, and right now they're looking, how many people can we liquidate long? How many people can we liquidate short? And they're attempting to figure out if there's enough liquidations on the table. I'm showing an indicator that may visually show us here what's likely going to happen in this scenario. It's a liquidation indicator. It's going to show us the 5, the 25, the 50, and the 100x participants in the market around price action. And we're going to take a look here and see what it says. Takes about 5 to 10 minutes to play out. 5 to 10 seconds. Sorry, 10 minutes. Jeez. That'd be a long stream. Shout out to anyone that did take gains, though. We're up huge in ZETA chain today in the trading group. Up huge in BEAMX. And certain coins are still holding their own despite this Bitcoin pullback. So when we look at this, we have a lot of people here. We have a lot. I'll be honest. So it's pretty well balanced. We still got a lot of shorts up here. We got a deep amount of longs. They shredded into the longs pretty good. They got those 100x longs. Now it's 50 in the... So look, this is the 25. That's the 50. The yellow are the 100x shorts right here. And these are the 100x longs that got absolutely obliterated. These are the 50x. And these are the, you still have some 50 there. You still have a few sprinkled out, but mostly they got everybody. And they just went lower. See, they pummeled it down. I probably got stopped out. So my initial entry was to short the market, but I went against it on the bullish div. And it happens. You're not going to be right every time. No way. It's good that you see me. I was streaking it, right? It didn't matter. I couldn't lose. Every single day. Bang, 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 right? And now, I got to fight back. I'll probably lose this trade. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Ooh. Yep. Down $100. See? It's crazy if they don't break that low. But so likely. Stokes getting lower now, though. There it goes. They're going to hit me off. I don't see how I don't get hit off. Let's see what they said in the poll here today. Could Bitcoin be 61.5 by next week? 53% say yes, 43% say no way. So it's pretty split there on the talk. They got enough to come down here. They could go either way with it, really. They got a lot of liquidity on either end. You're below a 200 SMA on the 15 minutes, so bearish, right? My system says open up a short with a stop on the other side and let it go. And you got to, the only thing that's stopping us is this bullish divergence on the 5-minute time frame. It's crazy how it keeps, we're in this, right? I really didn't get stopped out yet. I thought for sure I would have been stopped out by now. That's insanity. Yeah, look at the 1 minute. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, about to dump. And you're below the 200 SMA. And it has a descending triangle vibe to it. It's crazy what they're doing right now. Sam, do you know Mexi was traded via chart as a VRVP on the exchange chart? No. How? Oh, there it is. Wow, thank you, bro. I never knew that. You're the man. You just hooked me up. Yo, God bless you, Rudy, dude. See, there's always someone doing the right thing. Yep. All the newbies about to get wrecked. Wow, look, I got saved by the bell. That's crazy, right? You see that? I still can't believe they just reversed the price like that and I didn't get hit off. That's so crazy. I'm still in this trade. It's insanity. I don't buy it, but saved me back a 40, brought me back. Only down 60, baby. 60 is so much better than a loss than 100, right? It's you could see 60 and walk and be like, eh. But we get above this, we start moving to the 200, all right? This has been a crazy day, and every day on this channel is different, right? No day is the same, and that's why we love what we do here. At the end of the day, this is so bearish. Very likely we don't. My emotions are oh, it's going down. But I mean, You had to get back above that 200 SMA and start that move. Just stop me out already so we can end this nonsense. There it goes. I'm done. I'm done. That's cooking me. I can just feel the way the candle's going. It's gonna come get me. Yeah. This is nuts. Adam and Eve double bottom, maybe. It is looking like a possible. I see what you're seeing there now. Right? Dude, I can't believe. I never thought I was going to see 600 again. I honestly thought there was no way I'd see 600 again before without getting stopped out. Yeah, okay, ready? We're going to manifest a giant green candle. I'm going to say I'm already in the reality where I won this trade. And I'm telling you guys, look, we won. Look, I'm going to make my subconscious believe the trade's over. I won the trade already. It's great. That happened already. Great. We did it, everyone. Nice job. All right. Let's move on. All right. No, seriously, it's over. Like, we won that trade. Like, it was a great trade. Played out perfectly, right to the... Let's see what's up with 10 set. Wait, I want to make sure it's the right one. Hold on. Yeah, 10 set, right? So 600 is just heavy resistance. We can't seem to get back above 48.6 no matter what we do. This thing just got above its 200 SMA in the daily, you see, and then started to make a big move after being below it for a long, long time. Tells me that it's likely starting to get its bigger move back to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 129. All right. Now it's probably fumbling around. It's low cap. And I'm not saying I'm not buying this right now. I'm just looking at something that, you know, they're trending it on token metrics. So I'm seeing, well, what about the chart makes me think this thing could continue to get up, to get busy, right? $48,600 yet again for BTC, battling from those lows. Unbelievable. We may have caught the daily bottom. You never know. It takes guts to call the daily bottom. So the more you do it, the more you realize how hard it is. Because it's not really about like making the call. It's about being able to battle your emotions through that call. All right. It does give me some Adam and Eve type of vibe. And look, we survived this 5-minute resetting. See, the thing is, this 5-minute came all the way down, and we were in a bear flag. Usually, it takes you that far. The fact that it didn't tells me there's some offset. You know, there's enough orders here to offset the selling. We'll see. Shout out to the fan funding. Let's take a look at what people are asking here in the fan funding. Who says Master Friend? Live, laugh, and love. PAAL ID. PAAL AI. PAAL AI. Mint Layer. Live, laugh, and love. Hey, Sam, thoughts on XONE on MEXC? Much love. We'll take a look at that. Shout out to your third super chat on a live stream. Thank you so much. Do you believe in holding altcoins in futures low leverage through alt season? No, I do not. Just because they can rebalance. I've seen them all of a sudden just say we're not going to keep this on futures anymore. I don't trust holding anything more than, like, I don't know, a week or two. I've seen people have them open for a year straight. One guy, he's still got this Bitcoin trade open. I don't trust the world enough to do that. Like, I'm a mover and a shaker. I take what I can at that moment in time. I live in the present moment, right? And yeah, that's stressful to me. And there we go. Look, there it is. See, the second you run and kick yourself out the trade will go up. The second you don't kick yourself out the trade, you lose. But that's okay. Remember to I stick with the plan of the trade. It's so important to me to stick with the plan, right? my previously scribbles, but I got to talk it out visually, right? We want to see this break below the 200 SMA. All right. And there I am. I'm gone. Look, you can see it's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. That's done. That's a descending triangle about to dump on our face, right? Descending triangles. Most bearish pattern in the game. About to get smothered by the 200. Right? All the way back to 4.7. And then the liquidity's waiting for us. And we're overbought on the 1 minute. I'm out. Save myself 30 bucks. Flip short. Usually if I lose a trade, I don't flip short. It's just not part of my makeup. I leave the market alone for 5 or 6 hours. Come back again after a meal, you know, maybe after a walk, after resetting my mind. This is crazy, I'll be honest though. Like, it feels like it's snowing. Like, this is like a snow day in the charts. Like, it's a slow snow day. Like, why does it feel like it feels outside in the charts today? Like, they slow bleeding it. Second I execute this, he'll freaking rip it. Right? It's like, I almost like, my one rules are to get stopped out or don't get stopped out. Every time I make human intervention into my original trade, something usually happens. I've never been this close to my stop this many times and not been stopped out. It's ridiculous. There it goes. Some whale's trying to save me? Is that like some whale who just keeps trying to like, you can't get the lifer. We won't let you get him. We'll keep pumping the price. It's just so insane. That's a descending triangle. They break to the downside 68% of the time. So most of the time, this is coming all the way down to 47,660. That's where the orders are for BOOKMAP. That's what says it's about to happen right now. A dump down to 47,660. Yep. And I'm going to get taken out. I'll flash close at least. Save myself $5. Once you reverse, nah. It may or may not. I don't care. Every decision I make, I'm happy with. But very likely the short's in now, right? And the bearish divergence is it didn't get it got negated. Can I get myself to flip short? Now, against my usual trading tactics, I don't think I'm going to open the short, but I just want to look at it. Take profit would be 47,660. Yeah, it's a 185 risk-reward ratio. I don't even like the risk. The other trade risk wasn't good either. It wasn't what a normal trade I'd like to pocket. Kind of looks like an ascending triangle about to break out. See how beautiful they look the other way? How many times you trade something like this bullishly? So you got to trade it bearishly. It looks so much better the other way, though, doesn't it, when you flip the chart upside down? And now we got this support at 48.5. Psychological 48.5 support. There's a chance I never got stopped out of that, right? Because I was lower than this wick. I was like right there. I don't think I would have gotten stopped out, which is crazy. Anyway, I still see this as a descending triangle. I wouldn't touch along until we got above 49,000. Like 150, you know, 178. So that's where I stand for Bitcoin. I remain short right now until Bitcoin can show me it can get back above some key levels, right? My target's going to be 47,671. And I show you that's not a big deal, all right? Not the worst thing in the world, all right? Could you answer my other super chat? What is the other super chat? Do you believe in holding all coins in the futures low leverage? Yeah, no, I don't. I really don't. Yeah, I don't trust any, I like to hold my altcoins on a hardware wallet for a year, and know where they are. Like, what if the exchange goes down? To me, there's just too many variables there with my money, and I'm not trying to do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'd have to be sure that's a descending triangle to the downside. But look, I'm not risking 3 for 470. It's just not how it works for me. Would have to go lower. So I'm sidelined by the risk. I don't like the risk. I won't take the trade. It's got to be a 3-to-1. I can you get it real low. And then I don't like being that close to price action. So if I have to be that close to get a 3-to-1, I don't take the trade. I have to give myself 2 supports away and be a 3-to-1, or the trade doesn't make sense to me. But I don't think I would have got stopped out so far. It could be a giant double bottom. Look at that. And again, we don't know. Bitcoin could go fly up. They could go fly down. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I just trade probability. Today, the probabilities were super hard. You can see. CPI data got in our head, got in the chart. Threw a lot of people all over the place. And that kind of messes up the way things look. Shout out to Ross Carlson saying, I love you. I love you too, man. Thank you. Let's look at our baby PAAL AI. All right. It's on CoinEx and Gate.io. All right. I had alerts on this. I liked it. Wanted to see it break to the upside. It did that. Nice little move for PAAL AI. It's on a lot of people's tongues, man. And it's up 81% gains there. PAAL AI. Getting a little overbought on the daily and away from the 21-day moving average. Looking for probably a pullback or some sideways price action for PAAL. I like this coin. I think it's hot. I didn't get a chance to put my hands on it yet. Just because I got to go to CoinEx. And that extra step, sometimes just keeps you from getting it done. I did put a CoinEx link if you want to jump into CoinEx in the trading group. Check it out. Very small exchange, though. I only use it very sparingly. I put like tiny amounts if I buy a little tiny something. Nothing crazy on it. Looking for this flag to go sideways and possibly continue up to 27,151. Daily's a little overbought for me, though. It tells me to be wary. 22 hours, wow. I'd look for sideways price action. Unlikely to get a huge pump, but anything could happen. But I'm looking for sideways price action. Let the daily get back to that 21-day moving average. But overall, in a beautiful uptrend. Reminds me of PZP. They're not the same kind of coin, but just they're P coins. But the way the chart came back off that 786 and came back up, bit of hidden bullish divergence in a way. Definitely broke like a long time resistance since November. I own this coin. I think I bought in somewhere around here in October. It would go up all the way down. I'm back to kind of where I was. So we'll see. It's a long-term hold for me on an account that I don't look at a lot. So I don't even think I noticed that it went up one day like it did there. I got to be in my everyday account to really be on that. But that's okay. And you can KYC on KuCoin if you want Mexi anywhere you want in the world with a RNS ID. A Palau ID. Get yourself a Palau ID today. It'll change your life. All right, let's get back to the poll. Let's see what people are saying. So, again, we had 1,000 votes in the poll. I really appreciate that, everyone. That's amazing participation. That means a lot to me that you would all do that, because that's really good for the algo that we got 1,000 votes on the poll. We're going to start doing a poll every day. We get 1,000 votes every time, right? Super chats, Mint Layer, XONE, and Hex. Let's take a look at them. I've been bullish on Hex. So let's take a look at Hex right now because I've been bullish on it. Let's see if the projections are true. So Hex is making a flag. It did break out a little bit from the flag that I talked about, but it could even just make a bigger flag. It's okay. Whatever happens here, happens. Actually is in this upward trajectory now. So it's in this symmetrical triangle. Could break up or down. 4 hour says it could come back down. Even if that happens and it turns into a flag, that's okay. As long as it doesn't break this trend line or go below this point of control at 0075. Back to a penny though. And I was calling Hex right here for a buy at half a penny. And there it goes to the upside. I put $500 in it just to show you guys that I believed it could pump. And it did. So, and now you can see it's making a bigger ascending triangle too. Look at this. I pull back this fib, which we really kind of don't need anymore for demonstration that we did bump off that certain level. So we take a look here at Hex, right? It's starting to make a bit of an ascending triangle too. See that? And what you want to see is you just want to see price action get tighter in this zone here. This flag has a measured move, takes us to a 17, just so you know. So far, it's intact. It hasn't stopped, right? It broke out the flag. It did nothing go straight up. And eventually, it's going to make its way to the target, right? But I see this as an ascending triangle. I see Hex bullish to 17. But up, you know, from here, could be a pullback on the 4 hour time frame. You're a little overbought. Anywhere from, if it pulls back anywhere back to 2.9, I got to 9/10 of a penny. I'd be looking at Hex. So slow grind, and they try to bring it. You know, I got SEC, everything. It's got everything you could have at it, all the FUD in the world, and it's still slowly on its way up because what people say about something and what something is are not always the same, and that's the same in crypto, right? Everyone could badmouth the coin and say it's the worst. Like everyone badmouthed ICP just because it looked like something bad happened to it because it got fudded by FTX, right? But it was actually a pretty good project with actually amazing ideas. That's why they did that. They went after something that was probably going to be competitive to them. See? If it was just a piece of garbage, then they wouldn't have fudded it so bad because it wouldn't have been able to fud itself. So it makes sense now that FTT went after them because they must have had something going that was going to cause revenue share to shift, right? That was going to maybe be a disruptor in the space. And now when you think about it, but everyone said ICP is trash. Stay away from it. It's garbage. It's a garbage coin, right? I mean, I even said that. It went from like $140 or whatever it was to like $2 or something, right? It did look like garbage. Okay. Okay. That 1 minute on Bitcoin is insane wicks. Wow, we're just still battling at this area. But I see more bearishness than bullishness. That's a descending triangle that wants to break to the downside. I'm looking for 47,679 for Bitcoin. All right. Likely we're going to get a dump. Well, look, cutting off your trade early is as good as not losing more money, right? You know you can. If your TA says it's going to get worse and you stay in the trade, then you're listening to your emotions and not your technical analysis. You got to listen to your TA. If anything, I proved today that you got to listening to your TA pans out. Okay. I would have lost even more money. The divergence doesn't always hold you down if you hit a resistance. It's about support or resistance at the most, in my humble opinion. To me, descending triangles pay out the fastest and are the most. These pay out the best. So I'd be very surprised if this doesn't hit that level. Very, very surprised. But anything is possible. Remember, everything is affected by BTC. So if you're in a great trade, things are looking good and it doesn't play out, well, Bitcoin is affecting your trade. Okay. Back to 48,476 for BTC. If you're watching or listening on a device and not able to see the screen. Mint layer. Beautiful pump. Came back down. We pulled the fib on that idea. And yeah, nicely to the 786. Bounced. And now I see kind of an inverted head and shoulder thing. Severe resistance at 72. It's got to get back above there. Once it does, it looks like it could do some damage. Is it time for mint layer? Was it a great buy? I believe it did break out of the long-term resistance. Doing its thing. Hit a resistance, though. You're hoping for some type of flag or sideways price action. So it can consolidate on this 4 hour time frame. Look for it to make a symmetrical triangle. Yeah, possibly 131 is the bigger, way bigger target. Yeah. You know, it was hot. It got sold off. It was hot. It got sold off. So to me, it's just on a beautiful uptrended trajectory. And we knew about this coin when it was down here. That's why I don't like looking at it, because I knew about it at 7 cents. I was like, yeah, I'll get it next week. I'll get it next week. And next thing you know, it pumped. And I was like, oh, I'll get in the pullback. And I just, somehow my mind and my life slipped me by every time I was like, this is going to do its thing. All right. And there's Bitcoin down to 48,320. There's the move. These descending triangles play out 90% of the time. By the book, it's 68, but I see them play out way more. And I would have lost a boatload more money, and I could have switched short, but I'm not in the mood of selling, switching short. I just don't do that. I wait a few hours, I reset my mind, and I decide whether I want to trade. I might even take a whole day off, right? People get a negative when Bitcoin takes a tiny dip, 100%. Like one little dip, and they're freaking out. Like it's all you need is, it's just so weird. We went to 50K yesterday, and people should still be happy over 50K yesterday, but they're not. They're bugging out over one bad day, you know? This group, my trading group, we went from 69,000 all the way down to 15,000. We've been through it all. The worst of the worst has happened to me in my business, and we survived, right? We continued to grind. More people continue to learn. We found ways to win. We found ways to teach, and the market continued to do damage. I don't know what this thing was, but it got tight, and then it broke out. Moving averages were okay, 21. A little extended on that 4-hour time frame. Brand new. I don't know what X1 is. What is X1? Brand new coin here on the channel for you guys. And when I can't even find it here, then I get a little weary. I hope it's not this one. You're trying to get me to do Sex Odyssey. I hope Sex on Mexi. Now I gotta look at it. You guys are. I don't know what X1 is, everybody. Oh, this thing got rug pulled like you thought it would, but it is trying to get back above its 200 SMA on the 4. I'm dumb. I just can't. I can't. Wrapped MINIMA. I have no idea what this is, but you see how like bullish that looks? I don't like the price action. The candles look really, really weird, but you know, I just look for tight price action like that. Sorry, baby. Mine's a Darlinia. Remember that puppy? It means it's Heroes of MAVIA. I love all these cool names. So MAVIA struggling with the Bitcoin pullback too. Everything kind of getting that pullbacksitos. Yesterday was beautiful. Everything was banging on them. But we held a lot of the gains from yesterday. I will tell you that. You know, I always look at my portfolio. I hold a big one so I can kind of see how the sways go. And we're holding really nicely. You know, like we just got a huge pump in a lot of coins and we didn't give dang near any of it back. So, like Cas was still doing, Beam still doing, like MAVIA still holding gains. You know, little pullback though. All right. I'm loving Pyth. All right. H-bar is quite stable even during the dumps. It's also super cheap. Blockchain, it's on. Amen. Launch pump. 30-minute flipping. I mean, now we have a bigger divergence on the 5. Look. Now this whole thing is the divergence. Look. That's why I want everyone to know I never know where price is going. I'm not perfect. I figure it out every day as we're here together. That's kind of an exaggerated bullish div. That swings up. That's pretty flat. We call this exaggerated bullish divergence. Still gives me this descending triangle vibe though. I got mixed signals. For me, I wouldn't long until Bitcoin gets back above 49K. It does that, there's a chance it recovers. And this is making an Adam and Eve double bottom. Looks very similar to an Adam and Eve, and we battled the zone here. That was a battle. About to pull you back. Pull me back where? What'd you say? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you own me? Why do you think you own me? Wow. I guess I'm lucky that someone wants to own me. In the right sense. She has a long hook, says Burke. I can't believe it hasn't broken down. Why is ZETA pumping? Because it's so hot and multi-chain. And it just provides such an amazing way to do business in the market that I think people are realizing and catching on that it's the hottest thing since sliced bread, man. And if you're not on the ZETA chain, I mean, you're just missing out. Like, I got my ZETA and I got a lot of it. Let's go, baby. Wow, snow. Had rain yesterday, but just went out and beautiful, sunny, 55 degrees. Oh, we're in a nor'easter here in Boston. Heavy, heavy, heavy snow. We knew it was coming, and it is coming. And I see it coming down right now. I have to go outside and start shoveling right now as we speak. Love is love, baby. Bitcoin always taking prisoners with it. What did the alts ever do to you? So funny, right? I hear about SHX all the time now. Every day. Everyone's SHX, SHX. It's like every day. I'm so happy I got an SHX when I did a 16X from the beginning. All my SHX people, we told you. We told you. It did nothing for years, but there it goes. And they were all loving life. Funny, it looks like I was talking about it down here, SHX. I don't know if I ever talked about it at the trading group, or maybe it was a super chat. Looks like I had an 8-9 target for it. Oh, wow. I was putting this out back in the 9th when it was a half a penny, saying it was going up to 8 in the 10th of January. So right here, I was putting it out. It would pump up a little more, pull back. Then you can see it came to the golden pocket. And I got all this scribble, right? For me, it's oversold, overbought. It's got to come back down to the 21-day moving average on the daily. I wouldn't touch it till it resets. I'd pull a fib and I wouldn't touch it till it got back down there. Pretty simple as a simple does. All right. Anything else I'm missing today before I jump on out of here? I'll take a look at X1, but I'll look at it on Dex Screener to find out what it really is. Yo, Pulse Chain just continues to consolidate, showing signs of a big move. So you can say whatever you want. Pulse Chain and Hex both look like they're going to make a move. The people have spoken. All right. X1 for wrapped ETH. So it just came out, did this rounded bottom, and now I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about it, man. I'd have to do a deep dive before I talk about it. Market cap's very small. Completely up to you, man. I don't even like showing this stuff off because I don't want people like, oh, I found that there. I don't know what it is. I don't condone this at all, everybody. I don't. And my man wants Telcoin. Oldie but goodie. MAVIA still inside. Once it loses this level, then it's a wrap. But MAVIA is still inside the pattern. So be it. If Bitcoin goes sideways, it'll be beautiful for these altcoins. Telcoin had a nice run up. It got above the 200 SMA. Second you get above a 200, overbought, boom, right? Look through the whole market for things like that and just trade that all day long, right? I'm looking for Telcoin to bounce here, but it is an M pattern. If it loses this, it's headed further down. Right down to this next support, right? At the high volume node. Daily's very overbought. So yeah, it looks like it's going to have to pull back. Nice pump for Telcoin though. If it can get a candle close above the 200 SMA on the daily, I'd wait for 1 or 2 candles to do that. Then I would open up a long. If not, I'd expect a pullback first before that happens for Telcoin. Make sense? All right. Everybody, if you want to join the trading group, we got a link right here. If you want to join MEXC and see where I dollar cost average into Bitcoin, where I lost my leverage trade, jump on it today and hit the link. Okay? Can you look and tell? Let's celebrate the 3rd super chat on the live stream. Thank you, Tristan Dunn. We appreciate you. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Bitcoin back at 48,600. Flipping back up again. Possible beautiful double bottom here. Remember the buy pressure. Remember there's a halving. Remember there's a lot of other stuff going on. I see a descending triangle, so I wouldn't long unless we get back above 49K. All right? I would not long unless we get back above there. I stay short until we get back above 49,000. Simple as a simple does. There is a hidden bullish divergence on that 1 hour and the 15-minute, which tells us we should break the high. So there's some bullishness there on those divergences that tell us something. All right. Bitcoin at 48,600. My trade might have been flat and never been stopped out. No. We went down to 400 at one point. Yeah. I would have got stopped hard. Would have lost a lot more. But now we're at 48,650. We'll see what happens. I got to go shovel the snow. I'll be back in for more. Who wants to see a live stream of me shoveling snow? If you want, I'll come back and shovel snow on the live. You tell me. I got to come back in 37 minutes for BOOKMAP and the live stream. We'll see if this short continues, and we'll pick this back up on the BOOKMAP the BOOKMAP YouTube channel. Let's show you where that is right now, just to kind of segue you guys right in. And here you'll see me right here. I'm going to pin this for you. Hold on. Bear with me. But right here, I'm going to be on BOOKMAP later on today. Right there. All right, everyone, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow for a beautiful live stream. I'll catch you guys in the group, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I'm feeling pink and purple today for whatever reason. May God bless you all. May you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow on another beautiful live stream. May God bless you all. Thank you so much.